Good morning, everyone. Here in this room and way out there.
Good morning.
And we don't have our overhead projector, so we'll be helping the song leaders as well, but please sing along with us.
Yeah.
I'm sure some of the songs we're going to sing together, or these songs we're going to sing together, are familiar to you.
So first we're gonna build our mountain.
Gonna build a mountain. Gonna build a hill. Gonna build a mountain. Lift off the wild rail. Gonna build a mountain. Gonna build it high. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I only know I'm gonna try.
Build a daydream.
I'm gonna build a daydream. Build a heaven, gonna build a heaven, gonna build a heaven, and I know I will. If I build my mountain with my care, and take my days on the mountain, and we'll wait in there.
Let's go back to building a mountain.
Gonna build a mountain. This song is hard to do with a mask, but I am socially distanced and protected by this harmonica. I know you all know this song, and it's a good song about hopefully with Reverend Stevens taught. Hey!
Good morning. Welcome to the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Steve Van Meter, your senior minister. So glad to welcome you this morning. Small but heavy in consciousness, right? Well, as we adjust to these new parameters, thank you for bearing with us, and thank you in Zoom land for joining us this morning. I see we have a nice big crowd of people who are staying out of the smoke, and we honor that, whatever you'd like to do. But we are here this Sunday, and I'm so glad that we are here. If you have a program and you open it to the first page on this side at the top, we can read our mission vision statement together, which says we are an open, loving, spiritual community dedicated to evolving consciousness through teaching spiritual principles. And that's what we do here, is we teach spiritual principles. So we're glad you're here, and I have some announcements. Paula usually does announcements, but she's in Seattle today, so I will do some announcements for us. For now, our food buffet is suspended. This decision will continue to be evaluated week by week, depending on the situation. We had food last week, and some people were outside coming inside without masks, and some people didn't feel safe, so we just eliminated the food for now. We could have food out on the deck, but then it's hot, and then there's flies, and it's just a whole thing. Anyway, until further notice, that's where we're at. Even Song, a great way to end your day. Kembibu will offer this wonderful time for you twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursday evenings. And it's on Zoom. It's the same Zoom link that we use for Sunday, and Sunday is the password, all lowercase. The room opens about 7:45 for a conversation and connection. It's a time to meditate, for song, prayer, gratitude for the day. So join us and join Kim for this. It's about 20 minutes. Women's Free Clothing Exchange here at the Grants Pass Center in the sanctuary on Saturday, August 21st. Arrive around 11:30. Exchange begins at noon. Bring clothes, accessories in good condition that you would like to exchange or give away. Even come if you don't have anything to offer. Maybe there's something for you here. And anything left will be donated to the Maslow Project. And it's hosted by our own Treasure Wild. And you can contact her. Information is on the website and in your handout sheet for Treasure on the back there. And also Paula Peterson, our board president, is also assisting with that. And that is subject to change depending on our availability with masks and such. So just keep posted. We will be having information about that as it goes. Anton Miserak and Lori Berryhill will be here Sunday, August 29th. Pleased to welcome them back as our guest musicians. Their music is powerful and inspiring and truly a treat. Mark this on your calendar and check out their website at shastasong.com. Amazon Smile. You guys aware of this? That you can pick a charity of your choice, and we're one of those charities. We would like to be the charity of your choice. It's an easy way to support your center. When you shop on Amazon, you're probably already shopping on Amazon if you buy anything in the world. And if you go, we get donated 0.5% of your eligible purchases go to the us a 501c3. Go to smile.amazon.com and sign up to donate. You'll find Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living. And so far we've raised $114. That's a lot of 0.5%. It's only a couple pennies here and there, but if you do a lot of shopping on there and add up. Okay, what do you believe and how can you use it? This is our foundations class that is starting. It's actually, I'm pushing it back a week. It's going to start on September 27th, I believe. This is the Foundations, the Science of Mind. It's going to be from 1 to 4 in the afternoon. This is a 10-week class. and is free, except for the $45 registration fee for your certificate that home office charges us. And you'll need to buy your textbook. It's the Science of Mind textbook. And you must agree to sign a commitment to complete so that you go all the way through. We don't want people just coming in for a couple classes and then cutting out. We want people to really, the focus of the class takes the 10 weeks. And sometimes in the first couple of weeks, people go, oh, I don't know if this is what I really want to do, which is cool. We're not gonna disassociate with you because you didn't. We just want people to know that you need to commit to it to carry it all the way through. So I hope that you find that. And there is a practitioner meeting today at noon on Zoom. Okay, and with that, I actually did not print this is last week's stuff. So, do you have all your notes?
Yes.
Okay, use your notes, not mine, because I just realized that these are last week's notes and it's not gonna help us very much, so. Okay, well, thank you all for being here, and now we are going to stand and sing We Are One. At least I got that.
We are one. We are one. I am you, you are me. We are one. And in this unity, we shall live in harmony as peace has come. As we are one, we are one, we are one. I am you, you are me, we are one. And in this unity, we shall live in harmony as peace has come, as we are one.
Please join me in reading the gratitude, and it's on the blue sheet that hopefully you have. How thankful am I to be curious, creative, and abundantly blessed with joy. Let's say it one more time. How thankful am I to be curious, creative, and abundantly blessed with joy. And so it is. So welcome to the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Deborah Perdue. I hope that all of your inner weather is awesome. Let's focus on our inner weather. And I'm feeling a lot of peace and joy inside myself, and I'm grateful for that. So I would like to introduce Kim Bebo at the table in the back. She's our practitioner here. And then we have double duty today, and Tracia Wild is also being the table practitioner on Zoom. So they are both holding the high watch for us, which means that they're just feeling the permeation of spirit in this room, in the Zoom areas, and all over, and just filling us with love and light. Thank you to both of you. And if you're in need of prayer, you can seek him after the service. And will the practitioners who are available after service for a short prayer, please raise your hand. I think it's Kim and me today. Did I miss someone? Oh, Bucky, I'm sorry. And if you have a prayer request in the back seat backs, there's a yellow prayer request. You can fill one out and place it into the box on the practitioner table after the service, or also you can hand them into the collection plate. The blue forms are called demonstrations, and that's for you to share your answered prayers with us. We'd love to hear about your answered prayers. Okay. Is anyone here for the very first time? If so, please raise your hand. Welcome. And Reverend Steve will be giving you a gift and a welcome pack. A reminder for everyone to turn off their cell phones or mute them. Thank you. And let's read the prayer together, which is also on the blue sheet. Today and every day, I welcome innovation and the new into my life. I am constantly supported and guided by Spirit in all my endeavors. Let's read it one more time. Today and every day, I welcome innovation and the new into my life. I am constantly supported and guided by Spirit in all of my endeavors. And so it is. And please remain seated as we sing, I Am Loved. So for our the meditation time, I found a passage from Ernest Holmes that I love, and I think you will too, and then a short meditation that I'll read, and then we'll spend a minute or two in silence. This is called, I Am Inspired from On High. I cleanse the windows of my mind that it may become a mirror reflecting inspiration from the Most High. Today, I walk in the pathway of inspiration. There is an inspiration within me that governs every act, every thought, with certainty, with conviction, and in peace. The key that unlocks the treasures of the kingdom of good is in my hand. I unlock the doorway of my consciousness and gently open it that the divine presence may flood my whole being with light, illumine my being with its radiant glow, and direct my footsteps onto the pathway of peace and joy. And I have a meditation from Sanaya Roman from the book Living with Joy. Open to the joy of what lies ahead today, tomorrow, or even during the next hour. Affirm that you are ready to embrace the new, to become aware of new ways to feel more alive, revitalized, and present in every moment. Release any predetermined pictures of what your day might be like and experience the day fresh, allowing things to be different from what you might have expected or planned. Decide to be more spontaneous and open to all possibilities as they unfold. Connect with your innermost self and ask for its assistance in embracing new ways of feeling, being, speaking, and acting today. Be alert to new creative thoughts, activities, and experiences. Explore how you can do something you normally do in a fresh, innovative way. If you realize you are doing something out of habit and it's not serving you, stop, connect with your innermost self, and ask to be shown a new way to act. Allow into your mind right now a few pictures and thoughts about how you can experience and embrace the new you today. Feel the joy in embracing the new today. Note how each day is a fresh start, a new chapter in your life. Each day you are a new you, stronger and more loving, with greater wisdom and more understanding. Sense the increased aliveness that comes just by thinking about bringing fresh energy into your life and living in new ways. You are expanding into a higher future of infinite possibilities. So let's spend a minute or so in silence, pondering this beautiful message. As you bring your consciousness back into this room, into your seat, allow yourself to feel renewed and rejuvenated by infinite possibilities. And now it's time for Bucky and Chip, followed by a message from Reverend Steve.
One of my favorite songs about there's always something you can do to be inspired and be creative. And it goes like this. Two old birds in the sun, grand, weary, neither moving, to the pond far away. It's too hot out there. Finally one lifts the wing, but the other says, too tired, I'll just sit where I am. It's too difficult to fly, I don't think I can. Come along, says the first, if you want to quench your thirst, you gotta move, turn around, put your feet into the ground, bit by bit, I still, it's a matter of the will, side by side, step by step, we'll ride the wind up to the water and get wet. And if you can't fly, you can run, and if you can't run, you can walk, and if you can't walk, you can crawl. That's the glory of it all. And if you can't crawl, you can roll. Keep your eye upon the goal. You have a place in the flock. And if you can't roll, then you can rock. Two old fish, slow and cool, reminiscing in the pool about the times they got away, and their friends who didn't pay attention, don't get hooked, ride the center of the stream, go with the flow until you know you can swim right up that river to a dream. And if you can't swim, you can row. And if you can't row, you can fly. And if you can't fly, you can ride. That's the glory of the tide. And if you can't ride, you can row. Keep your eye upon the goal. You have your place in the boat. And if you can't go, then you can float. Who said you couldn't do it? Who dug you in that hole? You only see your obstacles each time you take your eyes off of the goal. Two old friends sitting around, sometimes birds and sometimes fishes, sometimes spin all around on the jack of big wishes, stumbling one in the pond. What we going on, but take a step every day, and soon you'll find the mountains in the way. And if you can't fly, you can run. If you can't run, then you can walk. And if you can't walk, you can crawl. That's the glory of it all. You can crawl, you can crawl. Keep your eye upon the road. You have your place in the flock. And if you can't roll, then you. Oh, if you can't fly, you can run. And if you can't run, then you can walk. And if you can't walk, you can crawl. That's the glory of it all. And if you can't crawl, you can roll. Keep your eye upon the road. You have your place in the flock. If you can't roll, then you. If you can't roll, then you. What can you do? If you can't roll, then you can rock.
Thank you, Bucky and Jim. Really good for them. Let me move this over just a little bit. Well, good morning, everyone. Stay a safe distance back so I don't have to have my mask on. So, our monthly theme for August is a pause for guidance. Wow. Timely, isn't it? We can all use a pause for some guidance. And this week's talk title is Sparking Imagination. So the month of August invites us to pause for guidance, rest, rejuvenate, and we welcome joy and innovation and authenticity and vulnerability and the opportunity to evolve our thinking. Feeling vulnerable? What a time, right? Well, what are we walking through? There's something to be known. Whenever there's a challenge, there's always something to be known. And until we figure out what it is, we will continue to be in a learning curve, won't we? That's what life is. So can you take my mic down just a little bit? I'm getting a little whistle. Thanks. Evoking curiosity, we intuit new ways of being and integrate new practices that energize and expand our divine presence in the world. You know, when we're walking through stuff, we need to continue to center and go back to our teaching of what do we believe this is? What's going on here? And from our teaching, we envision a world which has renewed its emphasis on beauty, nature, and love through a resurgence of creativity and art and the aesthetics. We envision a world that works for everyone, for all creation. Well, how's it working for you? How's your world working for you? You know, it's a lot of questions right now. People are constantly duplicating the creative process and the self-giving nature of our living spirit. There's a principle in our teaching that we call divine self-imagination. Now, you may have not heard it before, but there it is. Divine self-imagination. You image yourself into the world by what you think. But a lot of people are imaged by what's happening on the outside. They do it backwards. You know, it's kind of the lazy man's way of just have, you know, whatever happens to me, that's just what happens and I have to deal with it. And that's the way I used to think previously before this teaching. But what I found is if I can wake up and say, today is a great day in the mind of God, and I get to be in it doing something great, it changes the energy of what's attracted to you during the day. Universal mind localizes itself as and through each individual, which the individual knows as ideas, intuition, and your imagination. It's just what you are. What we know in this teaching is that you have a creative process. This is what our teaching symbol represents. Yeah, back it up so they can see that teaching symbol. It's so important. Now, I'll quickly describe it for you. If some people who are new to the center, they're like, oh, so what's the V? Well, it's for Van Meter, of course. No, it's for victory. No, it's actually a teaching tool. So the circle represents all that is. Everything that is or is not is contained within it. It represents God, source energy, great spirit, Christ consciousness, whatever your word is for it. That's your business. You get to name what the source energy is for you. That's what I love about this teaching is we don't say it has to be a certain way. We suggest, and you get to figure it out for yourself. So the circle represents all that is. And Dr. Holmes, his genius, divided it into 3 sections by putting 2 lines in it. The 2 lines create the 3 sections. Do you see the 3 sections? There's the top, the middle, and the bottom. And in the Trinity teaching, it's called the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And in this case, the Father would be the top. That's like the idea where, it comes to you as you desire something, you want to be something, you want to have something, you want to change something, an idea comes. In the middle is the Spirit of wholeness. The Holy Spirit always freaked me out as a kid. I thought it like ghosties and stuff. So, the Spirit of wholeness makes sense to me. But Holy Spirit, whatever your teaching is where stuff happens. We don't know how it happens, but there's a creative medium that happens. And out of that, we get a result, a demonstration. And that's the bottom. So that the left side of the V is the action of spirit upon itself. The idea, the Father, moves through the Spirit of wholeness, the creative medium, and becomes a thing in the world in the bottom. That's the bottom of the V. And the other side is its recycling system. And see the little hook on the end? It's always going on. We're always thinking something, putting it into prayer or the creative medium, and then we get a result, a divine demonstration. And you notice that in Catholicism, when they do the sign of the cross, they say the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I'm not sure which way you go across. Some people go one way, some people another. But it's the Father idea. The Son is the result of the Father and the Holy Spirit. See how it kind of goes together? So that's the creative process in a nutshell. And this is what we'll teach in our foundation class. Come join me so we can reevaluate some of our ideas. Universal mind localizes itself, and as the individual, which the individual knows as ideas, intuition, and imagination. One must prove metaphysical principles for oneself. You can't spoon feed somebody metaphysics. They either have the desire to know more or they choose to be where they are. Both are fine. Sometimes it's comfortable to level out. But I think that we need to move forward. We need to be growing. This is why we're always wanting something new, is that our mind, our being wants to know more. And sometimes we don't go and we feel depressed. That means deep rest. Depressed means we need deep rest. So one must prove metaphysical principles for oneself. A newcomer to the science of mind and spirit is urged to explore the creative process. That is the creative process. Have an idea. It's just like if you have a seed and you put it into the ground and then it grows. The seed idea is on the top, you put it into the ground and it becomes a thing in the bottom. And when that plant is done, it recycles itself. It turns into the dust and becomes the mulch for the new rose to grow. It's life's own recycling system. It's beautiful. So we're urged to explore this creative process with the stipulation, this or something better. We treat for what we choose to be, do, and have. And if we don't get exactly what we wanted, we can choose again. Doesn't mean we're stuck with it. It's just like if you ordered a grilled cheese sandwich and they brought you a BLT, you wouldn't just eat that. Well, some people might just go, oh, okay, this is what they brought me, I'll eat it. It looks good. But if you had your heart set on a grilled cheese and you ordered that and they sent you something else, what would you do? Excuse me, I would like to clarify my order. I want a grilled cheese. And they probably say, oh, well, I picked up the wrong plate, or no, you're eating this today. And I would say, no, I'm paying, so I get to choose what I eat. So it's the individual learning that consciously creates through our universal mind. The universal mind. You know, we are all cells in the body of God. We are each playing a role. We are each have something to do. God doesn't make any spare parts. God doesn't make any junk. God didn't make a mistake. The infinite wisdom has a plan. Now, just because we don't know what that plan is, we think that it's wrong. You know, we see the housefly and we say, how could God create that housefly? There's no need for that to be in the world, but there is. We may not know what that is, so we get to work, you know, trying to, you know, figure it out. So, however, the list of wants and needs and desire present a kind of limitation for the one who glimpses the vastness of the infinite creative. It is natural for one's mind to open to greater possibilities. That's why we say this or something better. You fix your mind on something and then you act as though it's already so. You don't have to figure out how. This is where we get caught up, is we try to figure out how that's going to happen. And the how is none of our business. The how is up to the infinite. Now, maybe there's something we need to know. Maybe there's a place we need to grow. Everyone is imbued with the power to duplicate the creative process just as nature does in living spiritual principles through our imagination. Our imagination is so powerful that we can create out of it. Worry is a negative use of that creative imagination. So you may say, well, I don't imagine very well. But if you were to be placed in a situation where your imagination could go wild, then you would easily imagine something challenging if that was where your mind is at. So first off, everyone has a fertile and vivid imagination. Here's a part I want you to listen to closely. When your inner vision fills and flows with what you perceive to be new thoughts, ideas, feelings, inklings, and intuitions, you have sparked your imagination. Again, when your inner vision fills and flows with what you perceive to be new thoughts, new ideas, feelings, that's really important. Feelings, when you activate your feeling nature and your intuition, you have sparked your imagination. Why are feelings so important, do you think? You know, feelings create this thing called emotion. Energy in motion. And when we feel something about something, it activates something within us that crosses us from thinking about something, the being of it, all of a sudden it changes the game, our feelings into the game. If we just talk about something, it's just talk. But when we feel something, boom, you have planted the seed and it is already going through the creative process. It is going to become something. You can't stop it. Well, you can slow it down by thinking of something else. But like ordering the grilled cheese, if it's not exactly what you want, say thank you and choose again, reorder until you get what you choose to be, do, and have. Secondly, the quality and character of one's imagination often corresponds to one's mental and emotional state, energy in motion state. If you're feeling adrift from your source energy, separated from your living spirit, God, Christ consciousness, or whatever you want to call it, if you're feeling out of sorts with that power, if you think your thinking is agitated, if you're anxious, feeling separated or disconnected, if one's thinking is dominated by the fear of lack, limitation, scarcity, then this mental and emotional state might trigger an imagination that negates the spiritual truth of your being, and then we get what we didn't want. This is when we worried and worried about something, and then it actually comes to pass. Because now, did we attract that? Possibly, because we couldn't get it off our minds. What we think about, we bring about. So when we have something that comes up that we don't want, we need to negate it right away. What's the opposite of your challenge? What does your challenge look like healed? That's where we need to put our energy. That's where we need to think from. Sometimes we might imagine the worst possibility. This is simply the negative or improper use of the law of attraction. If energy flows where our attention goes, and our attention is what we don't want, and we're demonstrating that all the time, then you are a powerful creator of worry in your life. So what's the opposite of that? What is the faith that you have, that the power within you that created you can bring you what you want to be, do, and have? Do you believe it? What type of thinker are you? You know, I'll believe it when I see it. You wait around waiting for yourself to see it. No, I will experience it when I believe it. I have to believe it first. First comes belief, and then a demonstration is made. It's not the opposite way. On the other hand, feeling calm, receptive, connected, affluent, abundant, free, and refreshed sparks an imagination of the highest and best possibility. That's where you want to live. That's the energy you want to live in. And a good practitioner treats from the consciousness of their demonstration, not to it. A good practitioner treats from the consciousness of already being in the healing, in the demonstration, in the whatever it is. When we try to send our thoughts out somewhere, it denotes separation from it. But being in it denotes oneness. If you treat from, okay, I am that which I seek. I am the solution. It is a subtle shift in consciousness, but it makes such a huge difference when we're praying, when we're demonstrating, when we're trying to figure something out. You know, it's easy to go to the challenge and go, woe is me, it all happens all the time. And you start justifying why it shouldn't happen for you. It's just what the human consciousness, at least mine, used to do. And I found that if I don't take the reins and go, no, we're going over here. We're going to the solution. We're not, you know, there's a place for basking in the challenge. There are times that I really love being in my challenges, and, you know, having a pity party, inviting all my pity party friends over so we can commiserate together and discuss how bad life can be, you know, and what about this? Oh, that, you know, no, that's nothing compared to what I went through. I got a scar, I got a tattoo, we start to justify our limitations. But when we follow this teaching and we know energy flows where your attention goes, if your attention is on what's not working, boom, you're demonstrating what's not working. And then you say, this teaching doesn't work. Because you don't understand how it works. And that's all it is misunderstanding. But once you start following these principles, and whenever a challenge comes up to you, immediately going into prayer and thinking what the solution is, you're part of the solution. Number 3, a calm and receptive consciousness sparks your imagination. The more easily and frequently you are calm, composed, connected, refreshed, awake, alert, and aware, you are in the flow. You are in the zone. You are attracting your good. You're cultivating your good. The more you feel in the flow of spirit, the more spirit will be in the flow of you. This is how it works. Now, I'll tell you, I wrestled with this because just something about my mind, for some reason, my mind defaults to negative automatically. It used to. You know, I could think of a lot of different ways things could not happen. So creative. But when I realized that thinking that way actually stood and blocked my inner flow, I had to retrain my mind. I had to brainwash myself out of negativity. And it takes time. It takes practice. It's just like working with an animal, you know, or quitting smoking. It's just not something you go, oh, I'm quitting smoking today. Oh, that was fun. You know, I'm not doing that anymore. Sometimes it's a process. Sometimes we have to play little tricks on our mind and go do something else or eat carrots or something, you know, but there is a way. And when we keep looking for that way, it will discover us. The more you feel in the flow of spirit, the more you constructively use your imagination. Imagination is something greater and more expansive and naturally creates a greater life for you and lives your life in positivity. Don't you want to live in positivity? Absolutely, but boy, have you seen the news? You know, the smoke, ash. It's okay to complain. Once. One time. You say, that's not working. And then ask yourself, what is? What is the solution? And maybe you don't know, and that's okay. But ask for the solution. We must ask. We must say, if I don't know what the solution is, What is the solution? And pray for divine guidance, divine right timing. So in conclusion, add and amplify your intention to be positive. Be mindful of what you're thinking and appreciate your fertile, vivid imagination. This may mean you adjust and you attune and you redirect your spiritual practice to include a more positive imagination. If you find yourself slipping into the old ways, just go, no. Redirect, delete, and start thinking about what you want to be, what you want to do, and what you want to have. And pretend as though it's already so. Now, some people say, oh, that's just pie in the sky thinking. And yeah, maybe it is. But maybe if that's what jumpstarts you to start thinking in a new direction, that's what we need to do. We need to change our minds about something. Notice each time you have a new thought, a new idea, new feelings, new inklings, and new intuitions, because that's where intuition lives, in the what if it were healed? What if this wasn't a pain I woke up with every morning? What if this wasn't a situation that I had to constantly think about? We need to at least introduce something else. And then notice how those emotions change your body, how you start feeling better, how you start looking for the solution. And all of a sudden, slowly, we've reached the 51% and things start sliding towards negative. But we need to keep up on it. We can't just one time go, I'm just going to think positive from now on. That was great. And now I'm just thinking positive. I don't know about you, but every morning I got to read, okay, mind, here we're waking up. Let's find something positive. And you know, it's a challenge right now. I'll admit that. But at the same time, we're being challenged for a reason. We're not alive just to go through these challenges and be, you know, kicking the trash can because we don't like that we have to wear masks, whatever. But there's something to be known here. And once we collectively know it, things will shift and change. So until then, know the highest and best. When your inner vision fills and flows with what you perceive to be new thoughts and ideas, feelings, inklings, and intuitions, you have sparked your imagination. Your imagination is one of your most powerful tools for positive change when used in the correct way. So it is.
So it is.
Well, it's time for our prayer time. So let's just bring ourselves to center. And I invite you to bring to the forefront of your consciousness of what you believe the creative wisdom of the universe is to you. What is this manifesting power? What is God? What is Christ consciousness? What is Great Spirit? And I would invite you to bring up the word love. Because my friends, love is the answer. Love is always the key. Because love always finds a way. I know that this divine power and energy that creates everything that is and everything that is not is doing it right here and right now as each one of us. We are all unified in a field of all opportunity. And I invite you to choose love. Choose peace. Choose healing and harmony. I may not know what your individual situation is, but I know that the power that created you does. And whatever it is, what does it look like healed? What does it feel like that it's already done? Maybe there's a little sigh of relief that this too shall pass. And in its place, a wonderful new opening is created. And within that vacuum of an opening, we must fill it with positive energy. What's the best that can happen? What's better than the best that can happen? What is your miracle? Because that is the healing energy of the universe at work all the time. And miracles are happening all the time. So I claim a miracle right here and right now for you. It is not too lofty to believe. It is who and what we are. And as we attract that miraculous energy, all of a sudden, there's a shift. Where there used to be a lack, there is now an abundance. Where there used to be a challenge, there is now a solution. Where there used to be fill in your own blank, there is now love. And within that love, a message is coming forth to you. There is something more to be known. And it's individual. You're not going to get the same thing that your neighbor gets, or your spouse, or anybody else. Your message is for you. So let's just take a moment with those messages of love. And remember, something powerful is happening as each one of us today. And let's give great thanks for that healing already. Let's give great thanks for the miracle that is happening in your life right now. And you may not even know what it is, but let's just pretend that we do. And let's be glad in it. In that, we need to let go. We need to release the energy of what previously blocked us so that we can move into our divine inner flow. Here it comes. And it is so, as we affirm it together by saying, so it is. Amen. Well, thank you again for coming this morning. It's time for our offertory. So I believe in your blue sheet, there should be a offertory saying, which says, my curiosity opens new avenues of prosperity that I share with love. Once again, my curiosity opens new avenues of prosperity that I share with love. And so it is.
Song of our imagination. Wouldn't it be fine if we all would look around us, open up our eyes and find the sea? This is where we live. There's no other world to run to. And wouldn't it be fine? Couldn't it be mine? Might you try to make the difference? Maybe just a little change of heart. someone else to take that first step. But couldn't it be mine? I know I'm only dreaming, but sometimes dreams come true. Especially the dreams we believe in. You believe in me, and I believe in you. So shouldn't it be time for us to join together? This whole world could use a helping hand. You could turn away, put it off until tomorrow. But shouldn't it be time? And if we start today, tomorrow someone else may follow. And wouldn't it be fine?
Beautiful. Let's say a prayer for our offertory this morning. From the love of pure spiritual energy, these tithes and gifts have been collected. They are evidence of our faith, our belief, and our ability to manifest in this world of form. They do good work in the world and allow this Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living to be here, to be available, to be teaching, to be that positive energy in this community that allow people to remember who they are. And for this, we are all so well blessed. So it is.
So it is.
It's time for our song, so let's stand up and sing.
You all know this one. We're just gonna sing the first verse of This Little Light of Mine, and we'll sing it twice and get some light and energy.
After me. Something wonderful is happening right now.
Wonderful is happening right now.
It's happening in my mind.
Happening in my mind.
In my body.
In my body.
And in the body of my affairs.
In the body of my affairs.
I think it.
I think it.
I feel it.
I feel it.
And I know it.
I know it.
Just the way that it is.
Just the way that it is.
Just the way that it is not.
Just the way it is.
Thank you, life.
Thank you, life.
Have an awesome week, everybody. God bless you. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.